Good morning, everyone. It's Amanda from Southern Designs, and I'm here with this week's Southern tip. By popular request, we are going to be talking Google Forms. Now, there are many things you can do in Google Forms. So I just thought we'd have a bit of I'll just show you a very basic form today, one that a lot of people use for data collection. They're very easy to set up. They're very easy to integrate into your other systems. So let's get started. So let's go over here and just pop the screen up for us so we can see what we're doing. So obviously, to get to Google Forms, the first thing you want to do is have Google open. So let me just bring Google over to my screen here. There we go. So we've got Google Forms. So one of the easiest way to find Google Forms is just to go to Google and type in Google Forms. So Google, you go to this one here for create Google Forms. Feel free, if you're catching the live too, to comment down below so I can say hello to you. If not, just put in hashtag replay so that I know you've seen it. And just feel free to ask questions and I'll come back and answer them for you later on. So now we're in here. We want to go to Google Forms. And this will log into your default Google account for you, which is my Southern Design account in this case. So there are a couple of little basic ones here that you can use as templates. There's a few templates there. So you've got your little button there. You can scroll through. I just contact information is usually the one I start with, and then I just make it work on the way I want it to work. So today what we're going to do is we're going to create a very basic form for collecting information like names, emails, etc. So up here, so this is your basic contact information. It's there. It's pretty much ready to go. All you've got to do is customize it. So for this one here, we might call it the Southern Designs business group contact information. Then what we can do that, we'll put name in. Now when this little button here is on like that, that means the form is that particular answer is required. Then you've got email here. Now there are two types of emails you can have. If you have up this one here, Google doesn't verify. Or is it? Hang on. I'm getting confused because I'm not doing my normal form. Sorry, ladies and gents, if you're watching. So you got to put this one will verify because it's saying please enter a valid email address. So what that means is this Google form here will verify that the email address people have entered is correct, and you want to leave that as being required. What that simply means is they can't move on to the next stage of the form without the ability of putting in their email address. So address, if you want the addresses, so for example, you want to send a birthday present out or a birthday card out, you can collect the address here, phone number, comments. Then with the GDPR these days, you may want to ask, do you want to be on the mailing list? So to do that, you just got to simply add a question, and it usually drops them in near the top for you. So what you do is you just go to these little dots here, click and drag it down to wherever you want it to be. And then you ask your question. And then multiple choice is often a good one for this kind. So you can say, yes, please, here. Just type, click and type. Yes, please. And then you can put on here, no, thanks. Or I'm already on it, for example. And I'm not going to make this one, actually I will make this one required, because you want an answer. You want to know one way or the other, do they want to be on the list, for example. Now, the reason I choose multiple choice for this kind of thing is because you only want one answer. You don't want multiple answers. So multiple choice allows them to choose just one answer. So, and you'll see up here, say phone number. It's not mandatory to enter that one. So it's only the ones that you put to. So this is what it looks like. See the required button here. That means it's not turned on. So if I was to turn that on like so, clearly my internet's going a bit slow today. There we go. If I was to turn that on like so, that would mean people would have to actually enter their mobile phone numbers in. Now, what I'm doing here is I don't actually need to have people's phone numbers put in, so I don't need that to be a required answer. And then, so that's your basic data information. Oh, you might want to put their date. Say you might want to collect their date of birth. So we come up here, we add a question. And then this one here, you've got all the different types here, so you can select date. And then you can put in your date of birth, say birthday. And hopefully it will allow me to format that to, no, it's not going to allow you to format that. But you can put date in. You can also do it with time. So given that people are a bit sensitive about how old they actually are, I probably wouldn't put that in there as that. I'd probably put it in as a short answer so that they can then type in their actual birthday. So they might put in, say, mine's the 20th of February, so they might put in 20 February, but not too many people would want to put year in. So you can put that in like that, and then again, you just move it around. Now, if you want to go to a different page and break it down into something a little smaller that's a bit easier to read, you just add a section. And what that does is actually creates a different section. So this section here, I'm not going to title it. Oh, pardon me. Oh, sorry, pardon me. That's that coffee I had for breakfast. So you can do that there. I often use this when I'm doing the jewelry forms as a way of breaking down the images in the different sections for people to choose. I'll show you what a completed one shortly. So have it go over to the page. And then what you do is you come up into your settings. If you want to collect email addresses, which we want to do because you want to build your list, you collect them there. So if you tick the limit to one response, that means each person can only sign in once, which means they can't come back. Actually, with this text here, you can come back and edit after you submit, but with one response, they can only fill the form out once. And then your presentation, if you've got more than one section like I've just done, you can put show progress bar. In here, you can put a little confirmation message. So that's the standard. Thanks for submitting your contact info. And you might put in, have you considered joining our Facebook group? And then you can go into Facebook and grab the address, which I think in this case should be hiding just in here. I've just got to look it up because I don't keep it on hand. There we go. Design. Clearly things are a bit slow this morning. Who else gets frustrated when things get really slow on their internet? So while we're just waiting for Facebook, has anybody got any questions so far? Feel free to pop them in the comments so I can actually answer any questions you've got. Okay, so now Facebook can't find me. Found me earlier, but now it can't find me this time. Okay, let's try this again. This is kind of embarrassing, but I know Facebook are making lots of changes at the minute, so who knows what's about to happen in terms of Facebook's usability. I've lost access to my groups. That's a problem. Wow, this is what happens when you go live, isn't it? Normally you come into your business manager and your groups are just there. Okay, that could be interesting. Okay, so obviously you just, when you get your Facebook group, you would just put in here, I think it'll be www.facebook.com/ I think I've called it Southern Designs Business Group. You would put the address in, but that was why I was going to go grab it to make sure I had the right address. So I'll come back and fix this later, but because clearly I can't get Facebook to work this morning, which is going to be a little on the annoying side for us all. So what that does is when the people, you go to this is preview. So this is what the form looks like at the minute. So once people have filled out both these pages, so for example here, I'll just put in an email address. Oh, it's on there twice. I need to go and fix that. This is where you always come in. This is where you always come in and see the address I don't need is compulsory. Okay, you click on next. So this is why you always do a preview, and then you go space for comments, and you go yes please, and then once someone submitted that, they get this information here. And if this link is correct, it takes you to wherever you want them to take. So you can actually use this as a way of getting people into your groups. And I clearly haven't got the right address because it's saying page not found, but that's okay. So while we're on this page here, you can say edit your response, which means people can then go back and make changes and so forth before they hop out. But we don't necessarily, what we've just discovered is we've got email address on there twice. So this one here came up when we clicked that button in the settings to collect the email addresses. So for this one here, we don't actually need this one. So to get rid of the section, all you do is you come in here and you click on the little rubbish bin to make it delete. And then we discovered that address was not necessarily one we wanted to have everyone fill out, but we put it in there. So it's not required. Now you will note that this now says 1. So to see the responses that people have given you, you can do all of this. You can read, that gets a bit confusing though when you actually, if you try to look at that. So what you do is you click on this little button here that says create spreadsheet. And what Google Forms does is it creates a spreadsheet. This case, I need a brand new one. Otherwise, I can update it to an existing spreadsheet. So we create the spreadsheet. And this is how you get your information out of Google Forms, ready to import into your mailing software, such as MailChimp. And we'll do another session on MailChimp another day. Now, to customize the way the form looks, it's very simple. That's the preview page. We don't want to be in the preview. So when you're in here, to get change the way the form looks, what you need to do is you come over here into palette. Now, Google have some nice little pictures in here already. Well, they normally do. Here we go. That you can use. So you can already use these ones which are the right size. Put them in and say, well, let's go with that one, and I'll show you what it does. So what it will do is it will load the picture into the header, and then it'll change the color scheme of the whole form to match the picture so that you get something that's in your correct, in the colors. So it's a consistent image. So with this one here, it allows you to change the colors. So you've got the different shades here now, which is brand new, that you never used to be able to do this. So this is a new thing they've done. So you can change. That's cool. This is brand new. You never used to be able to change these colors here. And you never used to be able to change your fonts either, which is awesome. So you can do that. You can also, if you've got a particular one, you can upload. So I should have a few in here. So I would normally put in something like my logo. And Google Forms is kind of specific about how it all looks. So you just need to check and make sure you're working within the sizes. And it just wants to crop within a certain amount. So Just select, and again, what it's going to do, it's going to change the appearance of the form so it's overall matched to your theme. So you can see there it's changed it again. But I'm loving this idea that I can come in here and just click on that and change the look of the form. That's brand new. That's awesomely brand new. I'm loving that idea. So that's, and then once you've got your theme set up, what you want to do is come on here. If you haven't already got the add-on in, you need to add in your form notifications. So what that does for each form means you can come down the side here when it loads and choose how you get notified when a response has been made. So you can say notify me. It'll send it to whatever email address you select. Then you can select how many notifications, how often it sends you an email. If you expect to have the form being filled in like all the time continuously, I would say send notifications after every 10. If it's only an occasional time you expect the form to be filled out, just send it once. You have them send them after you, after every one notification, which means then in your little Google Mail account or whatever email address you put in there, you'll get this notification saying somebody has filled out a form. And that's really great. I like that idea that you can get this notification saying somebody's filled your form out. Now, if it's something really important, you can also send a copy of the responses to the people filling out the form, which is really good. And you can even write a little email there to say that it's been filled out to them, or thank you for filling out the form. So you click on save. So this form is now set up to notify me when someone fills it out and when the form is filled out and to the respondents. So the next thing you want to do is, how do you share the form? It's very simple. You come up here to the send button. Now you can share it in a couple of ways. You can email it directly to someone simply by coming in here and typing in the email address. And then include the form in the email and send. So that's one way of sending it. But it may not necessarily be the most efficient way, because you certainly, if you're trying to collect people's email addresses, you're not going to have access to the email addresses to start with. So what you need to do then is you need to come in. And if you click on this little linky button here, what you can do is you can click on the shorten URL, so it's a nice, neat one, and then copy it. And then if I can get into my Facebook page, if I can get Facebook to work with me here. Come on, there we go. See, it's finding me now. It couldn't find me a little while ago, but it's found me now. So we could be in for some interesting times over the next few weeks as Facebook are introducing yet another range of changes. So then you've copied the link. Then you can just simply come in and post the link here in your Facebook or whatever media. Stop flicking around. There we go. So you come in here. So you can paste the link on your post. So you might say something like, please fill out my form. That is not what I was looking for. There we go. Let's try this again. Come on. It appears I'm having more than Facebook issues this morning. So you might say, please fill out my form. Please fill out this form to receive birthday mail. And then you just simply paste your link in. Make sure you put a space after the link because it doesn't recognize it as a link. And then you post. Well, when it lets you, don't know why it's not letting me post. Because normally, once you do that, it comes up and says post. So much for this video this morning. I definitely have technical issues today. So that's that one. You put that in there. maybe it wants me to put a photo in. Google Forms normally puts a photo in for you, just a short bit of the form. So let's just go grab an image from my downloads folder. Let's see, something that's not too terrible. Do that. No, but it's not letting me post. I don't know why it's not letting me post, but normally you would be able to come down here and there we go. Now I can post. So why is that not doing? Normally you could, okay. Post, and hopefully it's going to post with the link in the group for us. So yeah. Okay, so then your people in your group can then come, click on the form, takes them straight to the form, and they can fill the form out. And as you can see, I've already filled the form out, so it's telling me I can edit my responses. And yeah, so that's the basics of Google Forms. But yeah, there's some changes there, and there's obviously something hinky going on because I'm having issues today that I wouldn't normally have. But anyway, that's my Southern top tip for this week. If you do want more information on filling out your Google Forms, just contact me, comment below, ask your questions so I know exactly what. We don't need to share that anymore. So just ask your questions below so I know who and what wants know what, so we can all share the knowledge, get us all working together so that we can certainly make these things work a lot better. Clearly, there are a couple of technical issues today which I hadn't anticipated, which have sort of thrown a spanner in the works to make it not quite so right. But given that there's only a short tip video, I'm not going to sit here and go on forever about trying to figure them out. But anyway, that's me done for this week. So feel free to comment below. Remember to comment hashtag replay so I know you've seen the replay. In the meantime, I will see you next week for another Southern tip. Bye for now.